Thanks for staying with us. Joining us live from our Abuja studio this Wednesday is Sanusi Maikudi, entrepreneur, active citizen, and member of the Network for Justice Kaduna. We will be unpacking the controversy surrounding Attorney General Lateef Fagbemi's recent order for a multi-agency probe into the presidential pardon exercise, a decision that has sparked heated national debate. Has mercy become a mask for political loyalty? In his powerful essay titled Presidential Pardon or Political Patronage, The Moral Cost of Selective Mercy, Maikudi takes a critical look at whether these pardons reflect true justice or calculated politics as we explore the moral weight of forgiveness in leadership and governance. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. So I would like to ask you, first of all, what do you think triggered Attorney General Lateef Fagbemi's decision to order a probe into, the already presidential pardon that was given? We had a presidential pardon that was given for 175 persons, and there was a lot of public outcry about it. Many persons felt that some names did not qualify to get into the list. Do you think that could have been what made him to now decide to order a probe into, that pardon that happened?
Yes, thank you for this opening question. I think what the Attorney General of Federation did is highly commendable.
Okay.
It is a welcome development. It is an exercise in one of the elements of good governance. Under the 8 elements of good governance, one of the elements is responsiveness. Leaders and governments, regardless of the arm or tier, are expected to be responsive to the outcry, to the voices of the people. So when the list came out after the meeting of National Council of State, there was outrage across the country. Many people condemned it. Many people insinuated that it did not reflect the fundamental principles of natural justice, even though it is legally allowed in our constitution and in the constitutions of many countries, even though it is part of the global history right from the ancient monarchies in the other parts of the world. But the whole tragedy could have been avoided. We have 2 scenarios of leadership. One is proactive, to do the right thing from the beginning. But if by act of commission or omission, you miss the opportunity to be proactive of doing the right thing at the right time in the right way, the second option is to remedy. That is called reaction. So what the Attorney General is doing, it is reaction to the outcry of the people. If there were no outcry, the decision of Mr. President, which was endorsed by the National Council of State, could have come to pass, which would have been unfortunate. Even right now, a lot of people are not happy. But we believe with the new window that was opened for review, interagency, multi-agency review, to find out those who actually deserve it and those who don't deserve it, so that at the end of the day, the right thing will be done, not only to be done, but should be seen to be done. So it is a welcome development that the government is not arrogant, that the government is not rigid, that the government is not insisting that it has been done and is irreversible, like we used to witness in some previous military and to some degree some civilian administration. So in my own understanding, it is a welcome development, even though it could have been avoided up initio.
The beginning.
So that's the question for me. Why not do the right thing first before going public with that list? Who are we supposed to hold responsible for, for this erroneous list in the first place that the public had to react to before there's now a multi-agency probe of the list? This list had gone public. A lot of people have access to it. So who was supposed to do the best job to ensure that only the right people make the list? And why are they not called out?
I think we have only one president. We have only one president in the country, and the list was released by the spokesman of Mr. President. So it is the president and his team that are going to be held responsible. And this is not the first time the government will roll out a policy and Nigerians will say, look, we are not happy with this. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't look sound. It doesn't look like result-oriented. It doesn't look like it was well thought out. And then people will retreat and say, sorry, there were mistakes somewhere. And nobody is being punished. You remember when the government was accused of being one-sided, of populating the government with a particular interest group, a list was released, and people said it was incomplete. And when people said it was incomplete, Mr. Sunday Dare said, sorry, we are going to look at it again and come back to you. Up to now, he has not come back to it. So it is becoming characteristic of this government that whatever they are doing, it seems to be not well thought out. It's either they are in a hurry or that they are being compromised by some political considerations or whatever it may be. But this is not the first time. You can count a number of policy pronouncements. Even from the Ministry of Education, there were somersaults. We learned that JAM was irrelevant and JAM is being jettisoned. So when people say how, what happened to the law? They came out and said no. There was pronouncements sometimes last year that the 6334 is going to be abandoned, to be changed. And when people said how, then they said no, it's not so. So this government is coming out clear that it is rushing to the public ill-prepared. So, and it is very, very important for the government to put its house in order. They have a mandate for 4 years, subject to renewal. And within that, anything they are supposed to do, they are supposed to give it the best time possible, give it the best brain possible, give it the best consideration possible, so that at the end of the day, whatever is coming out of, because the presidency is the highest office in the country, whatever is coming out of it should be seen to be impeccably correct in the overriding public interest of the country, and based on the constitutional powers and the moral imperatives that goes with it. So it is the government and its own team that we should hold responsible.
Okay, thanks for that. So with an ongoing probe, right, do you think it should be conclusive or just a mere assumption that every name on that list of pardoned individual carries either political, economic, or social weight, and that it seems not that a single ordinary Nigerian, was on that list? Should it be concluded, or should it just be a mere assumption because it's an ongoing probe?
That is my opinion. You are quoting my own words. I wrote that.
Yes.
Because, all of us come from different parts of the country. We are members of the society. We know what we know, and every politics is local. Every development is local. So, as far as I'm concerned, all the people on the list are national figures. All the lists on the list are national figures, people whose story have been carried out in the media. And you can do a background check on all of them, and if you are able to trace an ordinary individual, it will be an exception, not the norm. Majority of the beneficiaries, majority of them come from big homes. They have a strong, higher level political affiliation. Some of them are elites, power brokers in their own right. Some of them, their crimes are monumental. What we are saying is that the Nigeria, our country, our fatherland, has social classes. We have the ruling class. We have, in the economic terms, the people called the haves, and we have the haves not. The Federal Bureau of Statistics have released out data that over 3/4 of Nigerians are living in multidimensional poverty. Multidimensional poverty means poverty of wealth, poverty of shelter, poverty of health, poverty of food, poverty of water supply, sanitation, and hygiene. So majority of the people are in the bottom ladder of social mobility. And now when you take out 175 people out of people that are in prison, close to, in any case, 70% of the people in detention are awaiting trial. This tells you a different story about the Nigerian judiciary and the correctional service, which we thought, where Mr. President, coming from a human rights activist background, people who have, somebody who has been in the opposition for long, who knows that people in the opposition have been unduly incarcerated and detained, sometimes without trial. He will have instituted a far-reaching judicial reform, correctional service reform, to avoid these types of predicament. So, and right now, if you venture out of investigative journalism, go to our prisons, you will be shocked to find out that people are in detention because they could not pay a fine of 15,000, 20,000, or a driver overspeeded and entered somebody's farm. There are people in detention for minor offenses.
Yeah.
We didn't see them on the list. What we saw are social gladiators, political power brokers, murderers from well-to-do families. This is sad. And I have a personal story to tell you. I came across one young Nigerian who spent 12 years in detention. He was a wheelbarrow pusher in Bukuru, Plateau State, when during the Boko Haram insurgency, a bomb exploded. Security men surrounded the market area. He was handpicked amongst the suspects. He was taken to detention in Plateau State government, moved to Abuja. From Abuja, he was moved to Kainji, Counter-Insurgency Anti-Terrorism Detention Center. He spent 12 years there. When the human rights organizations visited that place 8 years ago, he was adjudged innocent and declared free by the judicial officer that was assigned to review inmates in the detention center. From the day of that declaration, he had to spend another 4 years in detention.
Oh, no.
Before the day he was released to his family. When they went to release him, they just took him to Gombe prison and they rehabilitated them, trained them in some trade and some de-traumatization and psychological rehabilitation. So this is a country in which somebody who has left his house, an innocent poor person, to go and push wheelbarrow to earn a living for his family, who have lost the breadwinner, is an orphan, and his mother is not a working class person. He has to spend 12 years in detention. But we have people who have committed heinous crimes. They without even remorse, they are being released within 1, 2, 3 years, 4 years. We know our laws allow it.
Because of
our
time.
laws allow it. If our laws allow it, we must exercise the law with maturity, with wisdom, with ethical and moral consideration.
Absolutely.
We should have a big picture of the legal and justice system.
Yes. So talk about, please.
Because if we abuse it, the idea of serving as a deterrent to others will be defeated.
Okay. Let's get in a few more questions,
that do thorough investigation.
Okay, sir.
Thorough prosecution.
Let's get in a few more questions for you.
Will be demoralized.
Oh, yeah, so true.
So talk about, please.
Okay. I'm with you.
Okay.
All right, sir. So from what you've said, obviously, it's you detailed in your write-up what many Nigerians already feel, that the system supports the powerful, the system supports the rich, and
I agree.
However, in other countries where we've seen a bit of balance, it wasn't because of the politicians, it's because of advocacy. The advocacy compelled the politicians to do what they need to do. Do you think that we have enough advocacy, pressure groups, pushing for prison reforms as much as we should have? Or do you feel like the political class is ignoring the clamor for prison reforms? We've had nomenclature change when it comes to...
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, I'm telling you, in my own understanding and experience, Nigeria had a robust pressure group system. And they are doing fantastically well for the country, pro bono. There are social causes. People have volunteered to advocate for better society, for the greater good of the greater number of people. There are people working in the labor domain, people working in the judicial domain, people working in the economic domain, people working in the social domain. We have a fantastic ecosystem of the pressure group. The only problem is that our elite don't respect the rule of enlightened self-interest. Nigeria today has become one of the most unequal society in the world. We are operating a system close to that of the apartheid. Whereas the apartheid regime in South Africa is based on race. The apartheid in Nigeria is based on social status. Your access to clean water determines your ability to buy and pay. Quality education, healthcare, personal safety, security, shelter, anything. If you can't afford it, you go to hell. Since when Nigeria adopted the neoliberal economic policies, the ruling class have become romantically attached to the capitalist economic model of society. And it is not the only and the best model across the world. There are different models like China. They have uplifted hundreds of millions out of poverty. But in Nigeria, we have become the global capital of poverty, the global capital of inequality. And so our society is now homoranking. People are living in poverty, out of school, unemployment, high cost of living, insecurity, and the government is proving insensitive. So the advocacy pressure group, right from students, workers, civil society, academia, even the media are contributing in amplifying some of the voices of the people. But the ruling class are adamant. They are adamant. They are self-opinionated. They value their own interests over and above other interests. They don't counterbalance with the majority. If you have a society where 1% of the society own more than what the 99% own twice, that society is unequal. All unequal societies are unstable. So all this multidimensional crisis, all this instability, all these sundry challenges and protests, all this voter apathy, all these people retreating away from the state and its institutions is because of their own interests are not being factored in policy formulation and implementation.
Okay, Mr. Maikudi.
The masses have the right to say, what is in it for me?
Yeah, Mr. Maikudi.
And the government have a duty to deliver equitably to all.
Yes, I agree with you,
so
Mr.
this
Maikudi.
is my position.
But we are running out of time, and I would like to leave you with one last question. So this presidential pardon is what we call the president's prerogative of mercy, meaning that he has to use his discretion to pick whoever he wants to pick and give that pardon. Now, it seems like we are now challenging the president's discretion. The law has already given him that discretion that he can use, but we are beginning to challenge his discretion. Is it the right thing to do?
Yes. Every power comes with responsibility.
Okay.
If you go back to the literature, the evolution of the prerogative of mercy, in all civilizations, under all constitutional arrangement, there are 4 elements that guide them. One is the legal. Yes, it is legally imperative in our constitution. Number 2 is the political. The political system has some consideration. If you can use it to stabilize the country, to reduce conflict, like it was done in the Niger Delta, to calm the restiveness, to allow for the healthy development of the mainstay of the Nigerian economy. It's a political imperative deployed by Erdogan. Nobody complained. And the third pillar is morality. There must be a red line. Every society must have a red line.
A red line.
That
We agree,
this is acceptable, this is unacceptable. If you cross the red line, there are consequences.
Thank you so much, sir.
If you cross the red line and nothing happens, many more people in many more places at many more times, they will keep crossing the red line.
Thank
and
you
the
so much,
society
sir.
will be worse off for it.
Yeah,
we are not challenging the
have to go.
powers of the president as enshrined in our constitution. What we are saying, it should have been done with a sense of social maturity, with equitable consideration, so that people who are in prison for stealing goat, people who are in prison for stealing 1 or 2 tubers of yam should also smile.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Maikudi. We have to go, sir. We've run out of time. Thank you for joining us and enlightening us. This is a very big one. It just brings to mind what we need to begin to pay attention to, especially the people in office, because now the populace is awake and aware. They will question, they will ask, you know, for accountability and responsibility on all quarters. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much, ladies, for a wonderful show today.
Yes.
That's all we can take on the show today. Join us tomorrow for another interesting one. Bye-bye now.